Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Daniela Langford, your certified essential oils coach and your creative transformation catalyst. Welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about something that definitely affects everyone. Everyone's got one, and we all listen to it. They are the naysayers. Naysayers. So grab your cup of tea, grab a seat, and let's dive right in. Naysayers. Oh my goodness. What an aggro. Do you have these people in your life where you come up to them and you say, oh my God, I have a brilliant idea. Oh my God, I have a brilliant plan. Oh man, this is something that I'm really interested in and passionate about. And they're just like, yeah, we'll see how that pans out. Yeah, we'll see if you can do it. Yeah, well, I mean, nobody else in the family's been able to achieve, so we'll see how that goes. Sound familiar? Wow. How many of us have one of these? You're probably living with one. It's aggravating, isn't it? It's absolutely aggravating, and it's absolutely detrimental. You may even have one in your head called your ego. That's a whole nother topic, but but really, we all have our own, internal naysayer, and we all, and most of us have a physical external naysayer as well. In some circles, they call that your DA, your designated asshole. That's what I like to call them, your designated asshole, because that's what it feels like. I don't know about y'all, but that's what it feels like to me when, there's always somebody. Always somebody. And the second you get rid of one, here comes another one. Just right there. They're like, all right, But how many of you deal with this? How many of you have somebody that you want to share your love of something with, that you want to share your passion with about, and they're just like, nah. That's your designated butthole. Everybody's got one. And fortunately, they are a learning lesson that is, put here, by the universe. Like they are playing a role that is to teach us to basically, overcome and not be perturbed, by other people's naysaying. But that is a journey that takes a lot of effort, and it takes, decision making. It takes making daily decisions, to not let yourself be bothered or swayed by these people. And that's hard. It's really fucking hard. It's really hard. When you're surrounded by these people day in and day out, you got coworkers, your boss, your husband, your parents, whoever, right? Like even some of us have friends that are like that, which if you've got friends that are like that, I would suggest skittle-daddling on to Buffalo and finding some new friends, which is kind of mean as that sounds. How has being friends with that person that constantly puts you down and constantly naysays all your passion make you feel? What has that done for you? What purpose has that served for you? Just think about it. So naysayers, they're everywhere. Point being, they're everywhere. And they're not going to go away. They're not. They're just not going to go away. Because they are a part of the universe. Just as there is light, there is dark. And without the light, there is no dark. And without the dark, there is no light. And if you don't have the dark, you can't appreciate the light. And that is a whole nother story that I could tell you a whole lot about in my own personal life. About how I had to learn to work through and embrace the shadow so that I could be appreciative of the light when it showed itself to me. Whole nother story, but definitely a good one. So how many of us deal with this? How many of you out there deal with this every day? Deal with somebody or several somebodies, several designated buttholes that put you down all the time. How many of you have it up here? How many of you go throughout your day and say, oh God, Oh God, I can't do anything right. Oh God, I'll never be successful. Oh God, I'll never be able to do X, Y, and Z. Oh man, I just am so useless. Like I just can't ever get anything right. Oh man, oh this, oh that, or like I'm never going to be capable. I'm not capable. That's not within, I'm never going to have the finances for that. I'm never going to have the time for that. How much of that is your internal dialogue every day? Take stock right now. Take stock with me right now. Just take a moment and ask yourself, how much of that chatter is what you tell yourself every day? That you're not good enough, that you're not worthy. It's probably a lot. Doesn't feel very good, does it? How does it feel when you tell yourself in so many words that you're not worthy, that you can't accomplish something? How does that feel? It fucking hurts. It hurts. It hurts when we don't even believe in our own self. But we don't have to be our own designated butthole. We don't have to be. There are ways and strategies and techniques that I go through with my clients one-on-one that we work through this stuff. We work through why you feel like you can't accomplish anything, why you feel that way, why you have that mindset. Who is your designated butthole? Is it somebody outside of you, or is it you? Is it both? Because you can't do anything about those other people. You just can't. There's one thing that I have learned, tried and true. You cannot directly affect anybody in that sense. You can't make people do anything. And I'm sure you all know this very well, especially those of you with teenage kids. But really, all joking aside, how many of you hate to be told what to do? How many of you hate to feel like you're obligated, to do something, not out of the joy of your own heart? How many of you hate to be told what to do? Definitely in that pile. So why do you let your designated asshole tell you what to do? Why do you let your designated butthole in your brain tell you what to do? Tell you what you are and are not capable of? Really? Why do we let them? Well, it's because we're trained to. And that's a long story in and of itself that goes very deep into all kinds of things. But long story short is that we are subtly programmed by our parents and our friends and our family, school, everybody, our whole environment is geared towards putting other people down. It's geared towards making ourselves feel better by making someone else feel less, even if it's just in our head. Because how many of you say, oh, well, at least I'm not like that person? Oh, wait. It's true. I used to do it all the time. Totally admit, totally guilty. But when we use that comparison despair, it really only hurts us. So we want to work our way past this whole being affected by naysayers, because they're going to be there. The outside ones, they're going to be there. The one in your head, that's the one you can work with. And that's the one I work with when we work together as client and coach, is I bring people through that process, step by step, holding their hand, giving them homework, walking them through it, of the techniques that allow you to break away from that designated butthole in your head and begin to discern. Oh wait, that's just the butthole talking. I don't have to listen to him. I'm going to go over here and paint. I'm going to go over here and try something new. I'm going to go, like whatever it is. But that's really all that it is. It's really all that it is. It's cosmically, they are designated buttholes, designated assholes that are put here to teach us that we don't need their approval. You don't need their approval. Let that blow your mind for a hot second. And yes, there are sometimes factors that make it feel like to us that we need somebody's approval so that we can maintain control over a situation or safety and security about a situation. But those are also, and those are in other videos, but those are also things that we just tell ourselves. Those are all just mindsets. Those are all things that we can work through and that I have helped dozens and dozens and dozens of people work through and free themselves up from their own designated asshole, their own naysayer in their head. And when you release yourself from the naysayer in your head, all the rest of the stuff doesn't bother you because you're not beating yourself up. Can we decide right now that we don't have to listen to that voice? Can we decide that we don't have to allow that person that's outside of us, you know, coworker, boss, whoever, kids even. Kids can be total buttholes. Can we just decide to not let that get to us and to not let that deter us from doing something that we enjoy and are passionate about? And just decide. Just decide. That's all that it takes. It takes daily decision making. But that's all that it takes. Is daily decision making, saying, hey, I decide that I'm not going to let this get to me anymore. I decide that I'm not going to let you perturb me anymore. I decide that I am going to do what makes me happy, what I am passionate about, and what I am joyous about. That's all that it takes. So give it a try. Give it a try this week and see how you feel. And I would love to hear about how it works for you because I know this works. I know it works. I know it works because I've done it with myself so much. I still have to do it. You know, we keep breaking through higher and higher and higher levels, you know, of what we think that we're capable of. And then here comes that designated asshole again. Here he comes. He goes, oh, well, you know, you could have done better about that. You know, there's some things that are not absolutely 100,000,000% perfect about that. But it really is a useful tool. Thank you for your you know, trying to protect me, you know, but I'm good. Thank you. And just do it. And then just do whatever you were going to do. You know, thank you, so-and-so. Thank you for your concern. Really, thank you, honestly. And you don't have to be sarcastic about it. But thank you for your concern. I really appreciate that you care enough about me to voice your concerns. But I really feel like this is something that I want to do. Done. Done and done. You do not need to explain yourself anymore to a naysayer. You don't. You don't. And honestly, the more you try to explain yourself to a naysayer, the more you're going to get wrapped around your own axle and fluster your own self and then start to convince yourself out of why you want to do that thing that brings you joy. Because that's what happens. And think about how much that happens to you. Because you feel the need to continue to explain yourself, to defend your position about why you want to be doing something that makes you happy. Or that will be better, or that will better your life. Why should you have to defend that to anybody, much less your own brain, right? So give it a try. Give that little technique a try, those few little things. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I really hope these tidbits help you. I can't wait to hear all about it. This has been Daniela of ReDesign Your Life, and I will see you next time.